Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at in the world today. We are back in the home studio. Check out the new My Mortgage Hound sign. We are getting a little more professional around here. I am stoked for today's episode. A couple times a year we do beach house specials. This is the time of year. We're going to do our first beach house special of the year. How's everyone doing? What a week it's been weather-wise. Spring is sprung. Easter's tomorrow. What a better time than now to look at some beach houses. It's been a great week for the market. We've seen things stabilize after the chaos in interest rates a couple weeks ago with the news of the tariffs. So it's nice to see things stabilizing a little bit. We're going to go over some housekeeping items in just a minute, but yeah, let's do that now. I'll dive into my Sabi beach house story here once we get a few more people in the chat. Oh, check this out. So, you know, with YouTube, you have to use royalty-free music. I always use the same music, but I found this royalty-free playlist on Spotify that's perfect for our live stream. It's called Pacific Northwest. And if you look, each song is named after the Northwest, something in the Northwest. You have Mount Rainier, Pike Place, Mount Hood, Cannon Beach. I'm going to save that for a very specific house that we're going to look at today. Deception Pass, Leavenworth, Painted Hills, San Juan Islands. So I think this might be the new soundtrack for the live stream. If you like it, throw a thumbs up in chat. Let me know you like the new music. The royalty-free music selection out there on Spotify is awesome. Sometimes I find myself listening to it when I'm not even streaming. All right. Let's start with our market statistics. Every week, Gavin Huckins over at Berkshire Hathaway sends over some market statistics. Look at these numbers. So this is for Clark County, Southwest Washington. New listings, 259. That's down 8%. I don't care that it's down 8%. 259. We put 204 homes that were on the market pending. We put them in the contract. What I like about that number is we listed 55 more homes than went pending. I think that with combination of rate stabilizing, maybe getting back on that slowly improving trend, and having inventory increase a little bit may make this spring and summer the ideal time to pull the trigger on a property. You know, as we get more inventory and rates slowly improve, hopefully we find this sweet spot where rates don't drop too fast, that the inventory disappears and our pricing goes through the roof. We might actually see a healthy market this summer where there's homes to choose from, there's room to negotiate, and you're going to be able to lock in a decent rate compared to the last couple years. And then we had 117 homes sell off the market. So I like these statistics. Yeah, they're down a little bit, but the fact that we're adding more inventory, I think, is great for the overall health of our local housing market. Every time a real estate agent opens a lockbox on a house, that data is collected, and that's what we're looking at here. This is April 13th through the 6th through the 13th. So this is the week after all the spring breaks are over. Okay, Washington spring break, our spring break ended on the 6th. So spring break over, and look at you can see the pickup, up 14% in Washington and up 7.3% in Oregon. So we're going to continue to see this lockbox activity number increase week over week as we get into the heat of the buying season. All right, how's everyone doing? Okay, we did our statistics, we did our new music. Let's look at another one here. For those of you who missed last week, we updated our White House report. And this is a house we looked at, listed at $535. We looked at it the week before the election. Now, this home has since sold, but we're using it as a benchmark. Sorry about the camera. We're using it as a benchmark to see how interest rates, the volatility in interest rates, impact our payment. So you can see the week before the election, we were at 6.62%. December 7th, after the election, we dropped 0.5%. So a lot of people think, oh, you know, what does a 0.5% do to my payment? Well, in this scenario, our payment went $4,009 to $3,837, saving us $172 a month in just 5 weeks. Then we bumped back up in January to 6.5. Our savings over November 2nd dropped to just $24. In February, 6.33, saving us $100 a month. 6.17 in March, saving us back down to that $155 a month. Okay. And then April 12th, we're back up to 6.5%. Now this is all FHA, okay? For those of you who are wondering what program this is an FHA benchmark. So as of April 12th, we're only saving $41 over November 2nd. And I think this is a very important one because it's good to know how interest rates impact our payments, but two, to understand how volatility impacts our markets. If I'm a first-time home buyer or move-up buyer looking in this price range, a $172 fluctuation in my payment could be the difference of me qualifying for a house and not. $170 a month is going to be equivalent to $30,000-$40,000 in borrowing power. So maybe one day I can't afford the house for $550, and then 2 weeks later maybe I can only afford a house for $510. So as rates stabilize, it takes out that volatility and just makes for a healthier market. But we're going to continue to do that each month, so we're going to look at it again in May. All right. We are so close to going into our first beach house here. All the interest rates that we use here on the My Mortgage Hound live stream come from mortgagenewsdaily.com. Mortgage News Daily is my go-to resource for all things interest rate related. The rates we're going to look at on this stream are not necessarily the rates my company offers. Mortgage News Daily gives us a great national average, unbiased national average of interest rates. 30-year fixed, conventional loans, a loan amount under $802,650. Interest rate's going to be 6.87 is our national average. Our jumbo loan, so any loan over that 802,000 mark, 703. Our government loans, 6.36. Unfortunately, we're not going to be looking at any government loans today, but FHA 6.36. That's a big improvement where we were 2 weeks ago. VA 6.38. All right. You guys ready for our first beach house? I have 4 homes lined up, so we're going to cut them down a little bit. I've never done 4 homes, but we're going to try to get to all 4 if we have time. I haven't personally looked at the beach house market in a few months, and there's a lot of cool new listings all over up and down the Oregon coast. We're going to start in Pacific City. We're going to 5870 Puffin Place. I told my wife we were going to be looking at a house on Puffin Place, and she thought that was very cute and laughed for about 5 minutes on how awesome it would be to live on Puffin Place last night. So in Pacific City, Oregon, this home is 4 beds, 3 baths, 2206. Just hit the market, built in 2002. Sits on a 5,200 square foot lot. This home is listed by Joe Ritzig. I just butchered her name. At Cascade Hassan Sotheby's International Realty. Let's see what Joe has to say. Beach living at its finest. This incredible home offers everything you're looking for in your sand and surf getaway. Owner use only. Okay, that's a huge detail in these descriptions. Up and down the coast, there's a lot of short-term rentals. But if you're looking for a home, you know, having it be owner use only means it's going to be in great shape. It's going to be cared for differently than if it was a short-term rental. Not that short-term rentals are something you should avoid if you're wanting a home to live in, but it's nice to know that this house is owner use only for the life of the home. But it is ready, vacation rental ready. With the recent changes in short-term rental and added bonus, projected revenue of $53,000 a year. If anybody's in the chat and they're familiar with the changes in short-term rentals in Pacific City, throw that in the chat. Fully furnished, including 3 kayaks, picnic tables, big Jenga, 8 chairs and barbecue, protected from beach winds. Now that's a big one. I can tell you from owning a beach house, the west side of the house, we're just getting ready to repaint. The paint is about 6 years old. So it's nice to know that this house has wind, is protected from beach winds. Sink your toes into the sandy beach front yard or lounge on the beachside deck. Enjoy family fun around. So 4 bedrooms plus main level office, or non-conforming 5th bedroom. And what I'm guessing that the agent means by this is a non-conforming 5th bedroom means it doesn't have a closet. An appraiser in the county, when they look at evaluating your home and they're counting the bedrooms, if the room has a closet, it's a bedroom. If it doesn't, it's a den or office. And that's really nice to know it has a dedicated office, especially in today's age where so many people work from home. I work from home a lot. My wife works from home a lot. So yeah, we'll go down to the beach and both work down there. So it's really nice that this home has that dedicated office. Open floor plan. Extensive built-ins, so we're going to look at that. And gas fireplace. Built-ins are great for a beach house because it's less furniture you have to buy, right? Gourmet kitchen, eating bar, enclosed sunroom. We'll look at that. Oversized upstairs primary bedroom, south-facing windows, built-in bench, spa-like bathroom with dual sinks, walk-in shower, hardwoods. We'll look at those. Full home sound system, utility room with washer and dryer and sink. Okay. Short walk to the incredible beach with world-class surfing. Okay. You guys ready to dive into some pictures? Okay, so I love a timestamp, and I love that this is 2025. It's always fun on the live stream when we pull up pictures on a new listing and the pictures are a couple years old. So we're looking at a current state of this house. And man, what a beautiful setting. Cedar shake siding, roof looks like it's in great shape. Now keep in mind, I save these to look at for the first time with you guys. I do preview them to prepare for the stream, but I don't really get into it because I want to have a first reaction with you guys. And it does have a single car garage. A lot of beach houses are missing the garage. Man, what a beautiful shot of the location of that house with the dunes in the background. And it really shows you how close to the ocean you are. Now, this home was built in 2002, but it has that look like it's been there forever. We're gonna look at our next house is in Long Beach, and it was built in 1900, and it has a very similar style to this house, which is what you want, right? If you're going to the beach. If you're going to the beach, you don't want a D.R. Horton stick-built cookie cutter Edward Scissorhands home, right? You want something that says beach, where you get there and you feel like you're at the beach. It's a break from the everyday rat race, right? Okay, so here's our entry right off the bat. Tile floors, all hard floors, finishes, right? Looks like even tile on the stairs. Sand. Love the tile for the sand, and you can see built in. I'm guessing that's the kitchen, little office area. All right, nice tile, huge island. Love the hardwood floors, and I love the two-tone wood. Right, lots of windows, lots of natural light. Tile backsplash of the cabinets. Kitchen for entertaining, right? Okay, gas range. I don't know if this home is propane or natural gas. I'm guessing it's propane. You know, that would be good to have in the description because that's definitely a gas range. If anybody in chat knows if this house is gas, natural gas, or propane, throw it in the chat. Every house needs a chalkboard in the kitchen. We have a chalkboard wall in ours. It's cool to see. This is a great thing to do the chalkboard wall. Because your guests come in, we just wiped ours off after 5 years, but as you know, you have friends and family down the beach, they all put something on the board and it stays there forever. Chalkboard wall is a great idea to have at any vacation property, but especially at the beach. Nice bar area, wine storage. Love the beach grass out the windows. It really adds a lot. So that looks like this is our dining room looking into that sunroom. Love the beam. Nice fixtures. Okay. I can't think of a better place to have built-ins, custom built-ins, than in a beach house. You know, you're not having to buy an entertainment center. Gas fireplace, again, I'm thinking it's natural gas, which you don't normally see at the coast, but could be propane. So if anybody's in chat that knows if this house is propane or natural gas. In fact, I know the owner of this house. They're the ones that sent it to me. I'm going to text and ask. Or natural. Inquiring minds want to know. So we'll see if we can get an answer here. You know, this house feels fresh and new on the inside, but it still has that beach vibe. Sunroom, tile. Okay, bedroom number one. Again, built-ins. Guest bath. Wainscoting. Upstairs. This looks like our primary. Propane. Thank you, Chris. Nice tall ceilings, lots of character. There's that built-in bench. Like the millwork around the windows. Little updating in here if you want, and I gotta tell you, it's fun to have house projects at the beach. Nothing wrong with this bathroom, but if you wanted to come in and do some updating, this would be a great place to do it. Nice big tub. Bedrooms 3 and 4. Cool bonus room. Guest bath upstairs. Some outdoor shots. Cool deck. Beautiful house. Some good shots of Pacific City. Some crabs. Some kayaks. What a beautiful spot. What do you guys think? Good beach house to start off our stream. Let's look at some numbers. Puff in place. We're going to keep it really simple today. We're going to look at the kind of same financing options on all the beach houses. 20% down. Now, if you're using this as a second home, if we're going to finance this as a second home that's away from our primary residence, you're going to need 20% down. If you're going to occupy this as your primary residence, then you're open to all programs, FHA, VA, 5% down. All those options are available to you. Today we're going to look at 20% down. And then if you wanted to roll more money down, we're going to look at $400,000. So $925 is our list price. With 20% down, that makes our loan amount $740,000. With $400,000 down, it makes our loan amount $525,000. 6.87% is the interest rate we are using. Again, I pulled that directly from the Mortgage News Daily website. If we look at our payment breakdown, principal and interest with 20% down, $4,858, $3,447 with $400,000 down. I was really interested to see what the property taxes were going to be like in Pacific City, and not bad. $430 a month for $1 million home on the beach, not bad at all. Homeowners insurance is going to fluctuate depending on your coverages and what company you choose to use. Somewhere around $100 a month. So that would make, with 20% down, our total payment $53.88. With 20% down, with $400,000 down, you're looking at $39.77. There is a $25 a month HOA, not bad. Now, if we are going to use this as a short-term rental, let's do a little bit of math. The agent seems to think that the potential for rental income on this house is $53,000. That's $44.16 a month. So you could very easily offset your payment at $44.16 a month in short-term rental income. I think next week too, we'll talk about our debt servicing loans, where you qualify to buy a house just purely based off of the rent covering the house payment. So all you really need is a credit score and a house that has rental income to qualify. So we'll go into that next week, but a debt servicing loan would be a good option on here if you needed something a little more creative. But very nice house. Thank you, Chris, for sending that one over. If you're looking for an excuse to get down to Pacific City, stop by and see this house. Okay. House number 2. We're going to start burning through these pretty fast because I have this one and 2 more to look at. We're going to 4615 K Place in Seaview, Washington. Seaview, Washington is right next to Long Beach. I'm going to show you on the map here. We're going to scroll all the way out. So Pacific City's right down here. We're just about maybe 3 hours north on the Washington side, on the peninsula. And Seaview is one of the first cities you drive through as you come into Long Beach. This house was built in 1900. So you can see the house in Pacific City has a very similar look. I love that about it, but it was built in 2002. This home is 125 years old, 7,500 square foot lot. Listed by Jamie Lucier at Century 21 Pacific. In the heart of Seaview on the Ridge, echoing its past. As a once oceanfront residence, this bespoke home's elevation makes for a private setting, while still affording walkability to the beach. Either the agent has excellent vocabulary or this is AI written. Either way, it sounds great. Replete with vintage panache, enclosed sun porch, bed bath down on the main level, and 3 beds and bath up. So lots of bedrooms. What does it say? 4 beds, 2 baths. Large 2-car garage with metal roof. Possibilities for an ADU. All right. I walk by this house all the time, so I was very curious to take a look at it. It's in a great part of Seaview. There's a good shot of your lot. And this looks, I know this looks like a neighborhood, but you're extremely close to the beach, and hopefully we get a good shot at that. Good morning, details. Speaking of the beach. So in that description, it said at one time this was a beachfront home. There's 2 big jetties on the Columbia River that go out into the ocean, and when they put those jetties in, it pushed the ocean back from the houses. So you can see this is a great example of that. The beach used to, the ocean used to come right up here. And I have some friends that have owned homes there before that jetty was put in. And they said the ocean was 50 feet from the house, and now it's a few hundred yards. So you're right on the corner here. You can see how close you are to the beach. Lots of wainscoting. Love the details. Carpet, wood paneling, sunroom. Ceiling fan. Wood burning fireplace. You should definitely drive by this one. It's a beautiful spot, and it's really close to where my beach house is, just a few blocks away. It has a very similar feel. In fact, that fireplace looks really similar to my fireplace, and it's great if you're a fan of having fireplaces, wood burning fireplace, to have one at the beach, especially in the Pacific Northwest. Okay, kitchen. Looks like original cabinets. Nice fresh paint. Definitely has that cabin feel. Now you can come in here and upgrade the cabinets, but there's something to having that charm of some of the original cabinetry. I mean, you're at the beach, you want that cabin feel. Utility room. Dining area. Okay, bedroom number 1. Guest bath, wainscoting. Okay, now we're back out in the sunroom. You know, sunrooms are great at the beach, especially if you have friends or family with kids. We have a little sunroom and we throw the air mattresses out in the sunroom. The kids sleep out there. They really seem to like it. But it's a great spot to put kids on air mattresses. Okay. I've been in a few of these homes that have very narrow staircases when they were built, 100, 125 years ago. So upstairs, guest bedroom, guest bedroom, guest bedroom. So 3 beds upstairs. Very cool. Cool shower. Nice picket fence yard. Okay, very nice 2-car garage. Again, not every house at the beach has a garage. It's very nice to have a garage. You guys have seen, it is an interesting shower. We have an interesting shower like that in our house when they're trying to make the most out of that square footage in those older homes. You do have our shower, and our bathroom upstairs is very small. But it's very nice to have a garage at the beach. You guys have seen what we did with our garage. We turned it into Wilbur Sports Bar, and it's awesome to be able to, we put a pool table out there, open up the garage doors on a nice sunny day, get the breeze going. It's awesome to have a garage that you can do that with. And this one's cool because it's kind of fenced in. Okay, so here's the outbuilding they were talking about that has ADU potential. We don't get to see inside. Dang it. Okay, $569, right? Really good price point. Very similar numbers to the Pacific City house. We're gonna look at 20% down. Makes our loan amount $455 at an interest rate of 6.87. You're with 30% down, just to compare, your loan amount would be $398. So we'll see what that 60 grand in loan amount does to our payment. We look at a breakdown of our payment. Property taxes, $229. Okay, Long Beach Peninsula is the last affordable place to buy houses on the West Coast. It's the last affordable beach town on the West Coast. Property taxes here are a good representation of that at $229 a month. Total payment $3117 with 30% down. You're looking at $2944. Okay. Moving right along. I think we're gonna have time to get to all 4 today. Okay. Something a little different. So if we go back to our map, we're going to 3506 281st Street in Ocean Park at the end of the peninsula. Now, on this peninsula, if we look at the map here, this is on the east side of the peninsula, on the bay side, Willapa Bay. It is beautiful over there. You're very close to Oysterville. It's a very historic town. very quiet and breathtaking views. Lots to do, and we'll talk about that when we look at the pictures here, but kind of different. So not beachfront, but bayfront. And bayfront property for under $1 million is hard to find. So let's see what's, oh, Cindy Perlin. She's been featured on this stream many times. I actually did a stream from her office a couple years ago. Great agent in the beach. It's hard to find. It's hard to find an agent when you're buying a second home that really gains your trust quickly. And Cindy's one of those agents. I've worked with her several times. She was the listing agent on our house. So love Cindy. Let's see what she has to say. And I can tell you for a fact, she did not use AI to write this description, I'm guessing. Endless views of Willapa Bay, Long Island, and stunning sunrises. Sitting on the dock of the bay, I hear this song play throughout my mind while I'm enjoying my morning coffee or evening cocktail on the front deck. Open concept, soaring ceilings, wall of windows, fireplace, I'm guessing that's wood burning. Guest bedroom, guest bath, 100 feet of Willapa Bay waterfront. You own 100 feet of it. Okay, new septic in 2025. Sits on a little over a half acre, built in 1992. All right, any questions? That's your front deck or back deck. Perfect place for a huge deck. Details, you might be driving by 2 homes this weekend. I love the vibe of this house with the blue roof. Okay, so with this view, I see lots of things. I see oysters, I see clams, I see duck hunting, I see fishing. I'm guessing this is low tide when this picture is taken. Metal roof is a plus, says details home inspections. Very cool. Partially covered. There's Oysterville. So if you like oysters, I know they ship oysters all over the world out of this bay. Okay. Kind of a cool vibe in here. Tile floors, big plus. Wood burning stove. Look at those windows. I really dig this house. Cool kitchen. It's galley style, but still open. It looks like there's a loft above the kitchen, which is super cool. Hopefully we get a shot of that. Love it. Spot for a washer and dryer. We're dealing with 1,100 square feet, and it looks like they have it all in the right spots. I think my wife's cooking bacon. I'm starving. I can smell it. Okay, primary bathroom. Bedroom, bedroom, bedroom. So there's our 2 bedrooms. Perfect. All right, we're gonna get a peek up there. We are. So there's your spot for the kids. Okay, so outside we got some pavers. I don't see a garage. Okay, what do you guys think? Something different at the beach, right? Good morning, Chris. Okay, so sticking with that theme, keeping it simple today, there's a lot of options on financing depending on how you're going to utilize this property. We're just going to look at the basic 20% down, 6.87% versus 30% down, just like on the last property. We will take a sneak peek at the payment breakdown. $304 a month for property taxes, not bad at all. $100 a month for homeowners insurance. Total payment with 20% down, $36.86. 30% down, $32.76. And I love this comparison, okay? We're looking at $135,000 out of pocket versus $198 for a savings of $410 a month. So if I have $200,000 to put down, maybe I want to save 50, 60 grand of that and use it to build a little garage or use it to update the house. Or maybe the house, like the first one we looked at, hardly needs any updating. And so we're gonna put more down and keep our payment reasonable. So that's why I put the more down options, just so you guys can see if you wanted to, you have some options on what to do with that down payment. Okay, fourth house. We're gonna go through this one, do it pretty quick, but we're right on track this week doing 4 homes instead of 3. I wanted to show that you don't have to spend $500,000 to get a house at the beach. I know right where these condos, I don't know if it's a condo or a townhome. I believe they're townhomes. But it's right at the end of the trail, the beach trail that goes through the dunes, right next to Breakers, old hotel. 146 28th Street Northwest, $388,000. 2 bedrooms, 3 baths, 1,500 square feet. So we're almost half the price as the last home and an extra 400 square feet. Built in 2005. This does have $160 a month HOA, which depending on what it includes, isn't that bad. Okay, easy to show. Comfort and convenience in this bright and airy 2-bedroom, 2-story condo. Okay, so it is a condo. The loft and extra large storage room gives an ample amount of living space on both floors. Located on the west side of the highway, so on the beach side. It is a highly desirable area. It's a very nice area, just kind of north of Long Beach. 2 patios, walk-in closet, single car garage, skylight, electric fireplace. Deeded beach access means you're just moments away from the sand. And it is really close to the ocean. Okay, check out some pictures. You know, beach communities, especially in Long Beach, the pendulum swings pretty wide with values. These condos I've been watching for years, and they're pretty steady with their values. I'm not sure if you can short-term rental these. I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% positive. That's something we could, and even if a listing says you can, you need to do your own due diligence when looking at beach communities on the CC&Rs and the rules for using it as a short-term rental. Like the first home in Pacific City we looked at, in the description it said recent changes allow for short-term rental. So yeah, it's great that it says that in the description, but you do want to do your own due diligence if that's your plan. to look up city ordinances and see if they allow it. I'm pretty sure these do allow short-term rentals. Okay, so there's your little duplex condo. Your backyard. I mean, you're like 100 yards away from the ocean in that shot. Covered. Okay. Nice little condo. Like the skylight. Very clean on the inside, up to date. It wouldn't take a whole lot to rip all that carpet and linoleum out, put in maybe some engineered hardwoods. Little kitchen. Nothing wrong here. Bedroom number 1. This is our primary with its own patio. Guest bath, utility room, single car garage, loft area, perfect. Storage area. Oh, another bedroom. It's an awful big bed for that size room. Walk-in closet. Oh, so both bedrooms have bathrooms. Very nice. Well, I love it. $388,000. Okay. We're just gonna look at one option here. If we did 20% down on $388,000, interest rate 6.87, principal and interest $2,043, property taxes $213, homeowners insurance $100, total payment $2356, plus we have the HOA. So on your list of questions is, can this be used as a short-term rental, and what does the HOA cover? So it's going to cover my yard maintenance, it's going to cover my utilities, garbage, that kind of stuff. So total out-of-pocket expense $2516, not bad at the beach. And there's nothing wrong with being a first-time beach homeowner, getting into something like this, living in it or having it for 4 or 5 years, and then selling it, moving up, rolling the equity up into something a little bigger, a little nicer. Sun's out. It was cloudy a minute ago. Sun's out. Guys, happy Easter. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sending me homes to look at on the stream. If you know of any homes you want featured on the stream, just hit me up. Send me over. I'd love to put... We've been getting a lot of requests recently with people wanting to feature their home, so keep sending those in. Subscribe, like. I have an announcement that we're going to roll out next week, but we're going to be starting a daily series on my YouTube channel, so we'll talk about that next week. Happy Easter. Go spend it with your family. Have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll see you back here next Saturday on the My Mortgage Hound. Thank you. Details, new sign. All right, everybody, we'll see you next week. Take care.